NRG Stadium in Houston, Texas. It's Week 7 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Houston Texans taking on the Green Bay Packers.
On a wonderful fall afternoon in the state of Texas, the roof is open and we've got football from NRG Stadium in Houston. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it, this crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Green Bay Packers and the Houston Texans. Hi again, everyone. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And, Charles, we look at this Texan ball club entering play here. They've got all W's on the ledger so far, a perfect 6-0.
Yeah, still a long way to go in this season, but they're showing everyone early on that they intend to be there in the end.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
So out come the Texans for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a man making a remarkable return to the football field. It is Alex Smith.
It's a pretty bland game he had last time out. Ended up throwing one interception. Didn't have a touchdown to offset it, but the team found a way to win.
Now a first down throw. It's Smith. And right away, he lost the football. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's second down. Points 1, 2, and 3 in their defensive game plan was to get to the quarterback and knock the ball free. They did it there. Luckily, offense hangs on to it.
Yeah, that's got to serve as a wake-up call, though, because they can't afford to let the ball go over to the defense and miss opportunities. And I'm not saying it happened here, but you know what a good rule of thumb is when a play like that occurs? You know who usually recovers it? The guy who missed his block and let his quarterback get hit.
So they keep the football, but now face second and long. A shotgun snap for Smith. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. So we'll look here at the key inactives, and we got this list before the game down on the field. They tell us the same thing every time, don't they? Next man up.
No excuses. Be ready to play. That's the mantra of every organization. The key is having guys on the roster who are capable of filling in and playing at a high level. That's when you know you've drafted well, scouted free agents well, and stocked your team just the way you're supposed to.
That's going to bring up fourth down, only a gain of 2 there.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the third down play was, the down and distance, and made sure they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up fourth down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3 and out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
It's a 45-yard punt, 6 yards on the return, and it'll be Packer football here, first down and 10. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by their quarterback. Back in the NFL for the first time since 2016, it's Colin Kaepernick.
Coming off of a loss their last time out, I think he's just seeking to make a bigger impact on the game. He threw a touchdown pass, didn't throw an interception. I think he just wants to jump those numbers up in terms of flinging it around and letting his receivers get into the end zone.
A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Facing a 2nd and 2 after that last catch, good for 8 yards. Cool under pressure right there, escaping the pocket and finding what I think was not his primary target.
And some of these guys are just so comfortable getting outside of the pocket that they'll do it on purpose. It doesn't even need to be a breakdown. They move, and they know it affects the defense, because a lot of times you get lost in coverage in the secondary. And I think you're exactly right. Wasn't his primary target. Found a secondary guy who sprang open, probably because of his movement out of the pocket.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and it'll give him a fresh set of downs.
Well, that was big right there, because they're in the bottom 5 in the league in converting on third down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were two things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, third down conversions. So they got one there. First down, here's the run with Cook. The numbers a week ago for Cook. 13 carries, 57 yards.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that, but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll be taken down by the face mask, it appeared. And yes, out come the flags.
Defense. What you talking about, ref?
So they'll take the yardage and tack on 15 more for the face mask.
Talk about a play that absolutely costs you in the end. Just trying to do your job, right? Trying to get him on the ground. Next thing you know, they'll march off another 15 against your squad.
Throwing on first down is Kaepernick. And this is caught at the 8. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. That catch for his career is number 589, so 11 away from 600, but it also right now ties him with Hall of Famer Fred Biletnikoff.
And we remember Fred Biletnikoff well because of the way he went about his business in catching the football. And we're seeing something similar here. Someone who runs precise routes, has excellent hands, and knows how to get the ball to the end zone.
They'll run with Cook, and nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play that time, and it sets up 2nd and goal.
Leads to 2nd and goal.
Now Kaepernick throwing on 2nd down. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
It's 3rd down and goal.
Throwing now is Kaepernick. This is caught. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Robert Tonyan, his first touchdown on the year. And the Packers have taken the early lead. Both sides of the football in sync early. You force the 3 and out, and then you take it down, score points.
You know what that tells me? They sold their game plan really well. Head coach said, listen, we're just going to stop them on 3 and out. We're going to take the ball downfield and score. But he also told them how it was going to happen. They're going to run this. We're going to stop it. Then we're going to take the ball. They won't be able to keep up with us. And they got it done.
And it's good to make it 7-0 Packers. So that drive goes 8 plays. And it ends with a Packers touchdown. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Fielded in the end zone. And Carter deciding not to bring this one out.
At their own 25-yard.
So now we get set to see Houston for their 2nd drive of the ball game. And they're coming off a 3 and out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called
Packer pressure, and down he goes. Bradley Chubb in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, that play was the very definition of fast, quick, and in a hurry. Suddenly, he was there.
Yeah, blink of an eye, that happened fast, and a big sack. The sack cost him only a yard. It's 2nd and 11. The first carry now. This is Williams. And he'll get this one up to the 26. It's a gain of maybe 3, but it's going to leave him with still about 8 or 9 to go on 3rd down. Out of the gun, Smith. He'll get this off to Jamal Williams. And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32. That one good for only 6, and it leaves him with a 4th down.
Well, the good thing about covering any game I do with you is I know that there's no problem with rhythm. Now, when we're watching offensively, a little bit of a problem there.
Yeah, punt on the first drive, looking at another one here. Just a little slow. You know, they were talking about a fast start, but that hasn't been the case.
Yeah, and let's face it, any team we cover always talks about a fast start.
That's true.
But it's not necessarily going to happen just because they say so. And whether it's the script, whether it's, you know, just what they're going through, whether they're seeing different defenses, they're going to have to figure it out as this game moves on.
42-yard punt, 6 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive. They'll be looking to duplicate that first drive, the one that got them that 7-0 lead.
Of course they would. I mean, look, they're on the road. So getting the 7-0 lead was huge for them, right? Imagine getting up 2 touchdowns on the road, taking the crowd out of the game. It'd be ideal.
And he's going to go down. It's a sack on Kaepernick. Khalil Mack has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
2 sacks last week, another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
And a few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. Gotta imagine the pass rush will be equally intense here on 2nd down following the sack. It's 2nd and 18. Eluding the pressure. Kaepernick hit. Fumble. He lost the football. And the Texans scoop it.
Kaepernick on the keeper.
You think about it, Charles, this is not a quarterback that's used to running the football a lot. In that time, he was loose with it, had it knocked free.
He always has to think to himself that there's always going to be traffic around because of what you just said. Not that elusive, not going to get into the open field very often. Remember, he's not Lamar Jackson, not Michael Vick back in the day. Always has to protect the football because there's always going to be people around.
They'll start with the option. Works his way inside the 30 on a pickup of 4. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. We'll check on his status when we get back. Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. From the gun, here's Smith. That's complete to Moss out of the backfield. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Williams. And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23.
They really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
They run the option here on 1st and 10. And able to work his way down to the 16.
Williams again.
It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
With the score, Packers 7, Texans nothing.
From the 16, Smith. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
And 3 yards to go.
On 3rd down, here's Williams. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. It's an 8-yard pickup, and it leads to a 1st and goal.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Week 7 action, and we've got a 7-point game here in the second quarter. And this offense hoping to change that right here. Smith. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line.
Smith, sacked.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there. I mean, you know me. Normally, don't have a lot of empathy for the QB, right? In this case, definitely he's been under constant duress this entire game. I don't know how he's surviving back there.
And to think, there's still a long way to go in this football game. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Another try after the first down sack. Smith, he'll drop this down to Williams. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Able to get 9 out of that pitch and catch, but now 3rd and goal.
Oh, I came to my feet on that one. I thought he was getting close to breaking that one big, but in the end, give some credit to the defense, finding a way to get to him and forcing a 3rd down. They certainly had good starting field position on that drive, but couldn't do anything with it after 3 plays. Have to admit that that's a disappointing end to excellent field position. When that drive started, they had 6 points that they were thinking about.
Makes the score Packers 7, Texans 3.
So they do get 3 points, but that's now 3 drives with only the 3 points. Not a ratio that's going to win you many ball games.
Not at all, Brandon. And think about it this way. We all know payoff is the key, right? And wouldn't we love to have the concession on every T-shirt that's been printed in football that says finish on it? Because that's the mantra everywhere. Got to be able to finish drives, put points on the board.
So here are the Packers now to take over. They'd lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football. On 1st and 10, here's Kaepernick. This one complete to Mecole Hardman. He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4 at the 31-yard line.
Kaepernick to throw on 2nd down. He gets this one into the hands of Dalvin Cook. And tackled down after a gain of 3. Leaves him with 1 yard to go on 3rd down.
That might feel like a little bit of a lost opportunity there for the offense because the defense brought pressure that time. And sometimes against that, you can get out to your running back, and it could turn into a big gain downfield. But what a nice job they did getting to him quickly and holding him to a short gain.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. Give him the 3rd down conversion, 5 yards on the play.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up 1st downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Cook. And this time he's not going anywhere. They'll get him down right at the line of scrimmage.
He was brought down.
Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
On the play. Brings up 2nd and 10.
On 2nd down, here's Kaepernick. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
Green Bay.
But one of the ways that quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
Landry again the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Casey Hayward on the coverage.
Working from the gun, it's Kaepernick. Going back to Landry, this time he's got him complete. And he's out of bounds as he gets this down to the 45. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Well, that's what you're looking for when you want to throw the ball downfield. You want one of those guys who can play out on the perimeter, can play out wide, who can not only get open, but when they're covered, can uncover themselves downfield and create catches.
And they'll need the 39 here for a 1st. This is 3rd down. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. Khalil Mack in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more that he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. On 4th down, here's Green Bay's 3rd-year punter, J.K. Scott. DeAndre Carter's deep for the Texans. And last week in the loss, 5 punts as he gets this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. They'll score that a 36-yard punt, and the Texans will take over with a 1st and 10. Jamal Williams making his way back onto the field. He's been good. They've utilized him well, but they're losing here in the 2nd quarter. What might they change offensively?
I think that what you try and do is expand how you get the ball to him a little bit. Get him out in open space, maybe swing the ball to him. What's that they used to call it in the West Coast offense, the long handoff? Yeah. Serve as your running play that way, as well as continue to feed him the football. Some of these runs now may pop bigger later in the game because of the effects of running it. Sometimes people, after a while, they don't want to tackle him anymore, or they get tired, or they get out of position, or he runs through tackles. Continue to feed him the ball. He's having that kind of game.
Yeah, might they get him the ball in some space in some different ways here.
Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time. Separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
The Texans on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Operating from the gun, Smith. Man open left side, it's Williams. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 1:55 left to go in the 1st half of play. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And now here's a deep shot that's complete. Touchdown, Houston. Jeff Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Texans have taken the lead. And correct me if I'm wrong, that was just a simple fly route, wasn't it?
No, there's nothing to correct at all. You've got it down pat. And I just remember as a player, when I'd be in practice sessions and I'd hear 9 from the receivers, that meant fly route, go, look out. That was the 9, and he just kept going all the way into the end zone for the touchdown.
Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And it's through, and that makes the lead 10-7. So that drive, 4 plays. And the result, a Houston touchdown. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Taken in the end zone. And bring this out to the 25. No return there for Hardman. And you see Dalvin Cook and the offense heading back out. He's just been looking for some space. Yeah, I'm not going to pin it on him or the offensive line, but they need to get this run game going better.
Sometimes you just have to credit the defense. They came in with a plan themselves. So I think now you try and mix things up a little bit. Get the ball in the hands of some other people, find some other playmakers, but always let the defense believe that he's still a threat.
I was going to say, don't forget about him.
No, don't take him totally out of the game.
The intended receiver that time, Adam Humphries.
5-yard line.
Kaepernick again here on 2nd and 10. And he's going to go down. The Texans come at him and able to bring him to the ground. Now the Texans will burn the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. On the ground, it's Cook. And he'll get it up here this time to the 21. Now the Texans will use one of their 2 remaining timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's J.K. Scott now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. Here comes Carter. They'll net only 35 here following a 43-yard boot, 8-yard return. And possession will switch hands, 1st and 10. Alex Smith and company heading back out there now. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes. But right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter. Isaiah Wright, the intended target, and it's second down. To throw again, Smith. Got a man open, it's KJ Hill. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there and a first down. He's been the forgotten man in this first half. Not a guy you want to forget. Not only his first catch, first time they've targeted him.
That doesn't make any sense, does it? Because those are the types of plays that he provides. When he does come alive, when they do look his way, not only is it a big catch, it's a first down.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He was looking for his running back, Jamal Williams. And now it's second down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Smith. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. That'll leave him with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
The goal for any offense versus his own defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. Call it a gain of 7, and it gets him a new set of downs.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. Smith throwing again. And he checks this one down to Williams. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, Smith. And that is caught, but he will come down out of bounds, says the side judge. Incomplete. He couldn't get the hook up there that time with Thomas. That'll bring up 2nd down. Boswell's kick is good. And the lead stretches to 6 here. It's 13-7.
The score, Texans 13, Packers 7.
So a capper there to a pretty good first half.
And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half.
So we have reached halftime in what's a 6-point game at the break. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. A lot to get to here as some of the division races starting to take shape as we look around the NFL here in week number 7. We'll begin up at M&T Bank Stadium in Baltimore, and it's the Steelers out in front in the second quarter. Phillip Rivers has thrown a touchdown there. We'll stay in the AFC North as we head over to Cincinnati to check on the Bengals at home at Paul Brown Stadium. And for the moment, they trail the visiting Browns in that one. Patrick Mahomes looking good. 2 touchdown passes. Finally, let's get down to Miami to see what's going on with the Dolphins. And it's the visiting LA Chargers who have the lead in that one at halftime. Russell Wilson has thrown a touchdown pass. In the game you're watching, it's been the veteran Alex Smith with a strong first half. His guys have the lead as we'll hand it back over to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
The Packers take over.
Let's see now what Colin Kaepernick has been up to so far in this game. And maybe he's starting to wave the white flag a little bit. He's playing pretty well, but the pressure, it's got to him.
Has to find a way to step around it, step through it, or just handle it. Because as you mentioned, he's having a pretty good day overall. Just the hits keep coming and taking those sacks. That's not the way that they want to finish a ball game with their quarterback on the ground so much.
Now, he'd like to stay upright. When he's been upright, he's been pretty good. That'll be complete to Cook. A good rally to the football keeps him to only a yard, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 25-yard line.
Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
And the Texans have an extra defender in the secondary now on third down. Shotgun snap now for Kaepernick. He's got his man. That's Hardman. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first.
That's a play that will likely be forgotten when you talk about big moments in this game. But plays like this are critical to keep drives going. And if points result, we'll call this play significant.
On first down, Kaepernick. Over the middle and into the hands of his receiver, Landry. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. From midfield, here's Kaepernick. Under pressure here, and down he goes. Sacked back at about the 43-yard line. Khalil Mack, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Yeah, and that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's really a difficult task.
And that is incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Texans are going to have the football with a 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. So here's the Texans offense now. They get set to start this third quarter. We have not seen much on offense from either side. These last few drives, it has been a struggle, hasn't it?
Totally, and you're thinking to yourself right now, if you're on offense trying to get things figured out, okay, we self-scout every week in our game plan. How many things do we do at certain times? What are our tendencies? Time to go to some of those tendency breakers and try and create some offense.
They always have those in their back pocket, don't they?
You have to, and if you don't keep abreast of what you're doing, you lock into a rhythm and make it easy for the opposition.
Looking for tendency breakers right now. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. From the gun, it's a run for Williams. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
Williams, the ball carrier. He's tackled at the 34-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's the option.
And 7.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. That one good for a first down pickup of 18 yards. Got exactly what they wanted there out of the RPO and had the defense out of position.
One word for you there, excellent, because he read all the keys properly, made the right decision, and look at the result. Pretty substantial gain.
So into Packer territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. And they'll let the quarterback keep it here on 1st and 10. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that'll make it a 2nd down.
At the 45-yard line. It's a pickup of 3.
Inside 4 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. From the 45 on 2nd down, Smith. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 36. Give him 10 yards there as this offense is on a roll. This drive continues to plunge forward. Blitz coming, and down he goes. Matt Judon, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total.
And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Another try after the first down sack. Smith, throw right side, complete to Williams. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long.
If you're a selfish player and you're throwing the ball, you're cool with the completion. Maybe not so cool with the yardage loss, though, huh?
Yeah, you went backwards on the yardage. Hey, kind of works like a sack for the defense there.
Yeah, it's a really big play for them, right? Able to figure it out, sniff it out, and finish it off.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down. Went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Throwing is Smith, and brought in by the tight end Cook. And after the nice stiff arm, the next wave swarms in quickly for the stop. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to 4th down.
One of the money routes for any offense, the drag route. So tough to defend because the receiver can stop at any point and make himself available to the quarterback and get a completion. But I love the communication we saw there. All the defenders pointing out the receiver where he was going, and then they're able to rally to the ball after the catch and stop him short of a first down.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. So this will be spotted on the midfield logo. It's a 58-yard attempt. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
On the carry.
And he stopped immediately there. The tackle there by Patrick Peterson. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Now Kaepernick throwing on 2nd down. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Marcus May with a pick. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. That throw, Charles, over the middle of the field, and a few too many bodies in there got picked.
That's a normal situation, too, isn't it? No matter how hard you try and spread the field sometimes, there's always going to be a traffic jam, it feels like, towards the middle. And if there's any type of a missed throw, or maybe the ball's tipped, or just too many bodies in the area, an interception can result.
And they'll begin by running the option. And he'll get it down to the 47 here. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that'll make this a 2nd down.
It's 2nd and 8.
A shotgun snap for Smith. Here's Moss with a catch out of the backfield. And he's got this down to the 35. 12 yards there and a 1st down.
35-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Smith. He'll get this off to Jamal Williams. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. So the scoring dried up here in the 3rd. Nothing that quarter for either side. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. From the gun, here's Smith. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. It's a 1st down on a gain of 10.
1st and 10 at the 20-yard line.
To the air again, Smith. That's complete to Moss out of the backfield. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. A gain of 5 yards on the catch there brings up 2nd down.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
Off the draw, here's Williams. And here he'll get it down to the 7. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal. How about this offensive line? They're really starting to establish themselves, take over this game.
And before the series began, I know exactly what was said in the defensive huddle. Guys, we got to get no less than a 3 and out. Let's get off the field. Instead, they can't find any traction towards doing that. Right now, they're just getting muscled all over the field and getting pushed down it.
So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. And that is caught. Touchdown, Texans. Jamal Williams, his 1st touchdown on the year. And the Texans will add on to their lead. Well, we know he can run the ball. There he shows he has the ability to do a little bit more.
That's what you call a complete player. A guy who can run it, catch it, probably can protect the passer when necessary, but his skills are best used when you get the ball in his hands.
And that's the thing. When you've got an athlete like that, you want to get the ball to him in multiple ways, right?
Without a doubt, because he often creates mismatches about who can cover him, whether he's coming out of the backfield or even lining up like a receiver.
And he will get into the end zone again, and he seems to have a nose for it as he gets both the touchdown and the 2-point conversion. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Here's Mecole Hardman. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. And he can't quite bring it in. Might have heard footsteps there across the middle. 2nd down. From the gun, it's Kaepernick. Under pressure, and the Texans able to get in there for the sack. Khalil Mack in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
I remember throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you've got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Here's 3rd and long. Kaepernick needing a big play to counteract the sack. Here's Kaepernick. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Khalil Mack. What a season he continues to have. His 15th sack of the campaign.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. They're going for it. It's Kaepernick going deep here for Landry. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And now the football's going to go over, already being placed at the 15-yard line. So they really needed points here in a 2-score game. Could not come away with anything there on 4th.
And while we know they're a little bit discouraged here, they can't check out of this game. You and I have called a good number of games over the course of our career where we've seen these types of situations. Teams get the ball back, and that miracle does occur. So they can't let that dream go just yet. They have to get stout on defense here.
Yeah, right now really hoping for a turnover. That's complete right around the 8. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion. Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Smith. Oh, now it's free. Hill fumbled it. And the Packers pick it up. And to the 12. That's where it stops. The return is halted at the 12-yard line.
Partner, that one looked like it was over. I mean, they had control, had the football, and the defense had to make a play in order to keep them in the game. That's exactly what they did.
And now that door ajar, 2-score game. So hold on here. Not done in the 4th. From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Now after the fumble recovery, it's Kaepernick. Got a man. It's Tanyan complete. And they'll bring him down right around the 13. Not much there, only a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 13-yard line.
On 2nd down, here's Kaepernick. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. Derek Rivers in there with pressure yet again. That is the 7th time that they have dropped him here this afternoon. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
Here's 3rd and long. Kaepernick needing a big play to counteract the sack. A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 4 yards on the play. And that's going to make it 4th down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. In his own end zone, it's Kaepernick. The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Marcus May with a pick.
Marcus May. The 4th down pass.
When you're on your own 1-yard line like they were, oftentimes you're thinking just run on any down, get some space there. They elect to throw it. It cost them.
You get the sense that they were banking on the element of surprise, right? Everyone expects you to run it there. Let's take a shot. Let's throw it. Try and create some space, some room. And it went awry, didn't it?
Houston set to take over. They have to like the position that they are in. 4th quarter, 2-score lead, and now the ball back after the INT. After the interception, here's Smith. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
That's complete right around the 8. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play. Well, they'd really like to make the short field pay off. We'll see if they can, but this is 3rd and goal. Out of the gun, Smith. And got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Houston. K.J. Hill, his 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Texans use the short field to their advantage as they cash in for 6. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
And he knocks it through. The drive there only spanning 3 plays. And it results in the Texans finding the end zone. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. Here's Hardman on the return. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here.
Nicole Hardman on the return. The Packers take over 1st and 10 at their own 30.
Now Colin Kaepernick and the offense heading back out onto the field. And that interception that ended their previous drive likely also ended any shot they had at victory.
Yeah, long road back from here, no doubt about that one. But let's face it, if you're going to go out there and compete, you want to try and end on a strong note, don't you?
Absolutely. It won't end in a victory like you said, but they can maybe take something positive out of this one. And we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. Throwing into traffic there, and that's complete. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Toward the right sideline, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. And he comes back with 1 complete.
Next pass.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Again, it's Kaepernick. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Kyle Fuller. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
So many times we end a game, and as we're recapping it, we're talking about what offenses did and how they won the game. Let's flip this one over. The defense, they frustrated the offense the entire ball game. That's why they're walking out of here with a victory.
And they're going to love to walk out of here with that as their final act, that interception. Good way for them to end it. They'll try and run down some clock with Williams. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25-yard
line. It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
They run it again with Williams. And he'll get it up to the 33-yard line.
That's good for a Texans 1st down.
Most of the damage has been done through the air. I mean, they've rung the bell 3 times with passing touchdowns, but guess what? Ground game has not been neglected. Nice little burst right there.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. The defense can stop it twice more as they take a knee here. So Houston going to come away here with the victory. And, you know, it wasn't a shutout. They did give up the points in the 1st quarter, but 2nd, 3rd, and 4th quarter, they held them scoreless.
Brandon, if you throw a shutout for quarters 2, 3, and 4, you're going to win a lot of games in this league. And this felt a lot like, almost like if you say baseball, and the pitcher goes through the lineup the first time, and the hitters get to see him. And then they come out after that, and the bats start blazing, right? I think they saw their best stuff in the 1st quarter and just shut everything down from that point on. What a great, convincing performance.
So for the Texans, their winning ways continue as they get it up to 7-0. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Packers, the losses are piling up as they drop to 1-5 now. And they'll get a home date next week against the Minnesota Vikings. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.